Hello, dear Scorpio. Welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience. This is your February 1st till the 15th of 2020. It is 1 or 2 days late. Unfortunately, times are very demanding at this time, and I'm sure you're all feeling that. So, first of all, I'm going to tell you that this is your divine spread that I always do at the beginning of the month. Thank you to all of you for all your support and for your love. Here is what's going on for you, dear Scorpio. This is your card. It's Pluto. Before I go on to the cards, I'd like to say that, first of all, I'm holding a competition, a free giveaway for a free Valentine's Day reading. It's a love reading. If you are interested, I am hosting this competition on Instagram. If you want to take part, please check out the details. Stay till the end of the video where I'm explaining the competition. And for those of you that are interested in the astrology of February, straight after the tarot reading, I'm speaking astrology. So thank you again for everything that you do. I want to say a special hello and sending you lots of love to Bellatrix Star, my dear friend. I was just talking with her now. She's Scorpio and can't wait for the reading. So Yana, lots of love, darling. Okay, it looks like the reading is on point. We do have the Judgment card here, which is Pluto, and Pluto is still transiting the sign of Capricorn, up there with old Uncle Saturn, the karmic lord of time. And of course Jupiter is there, the South Node. There's still a lot going on. What is Capricorn? For those of you that don't know, it's all about work. It's all about integrity. It's all about how you are seen in the world, your status. There is a lot going on there, and we're still in the eclipse energies. We have had a couple of eclipses recently, so we're still feeling it. Just a bit of news about Mercury turning retrograde on the 16th of the month, and we are having a new moon in Pisces on the 23rd of February. Also, the full moon in Leo will be on the 9th of February. So that's the main astrological news. For those of you that want more detail, stay till after the tarot reading. Let's look at your tarot, dear Scorpio. Okay, so the divine spread. Let's look at the foundation. What's going on with you? Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is clarity. It's perception. It's a new beginning. Aces are all about new beginnings. This is in the area of home, I would say. It can be anything intellectual, anything that you manifest intellectually, intelligently. It's also about speaking your truth. And of course, the judgment call here, the judgment card, which is Archangel Michael, that is my spirit guide. So I always tend to ask for his guidance. Now, this card says that you're being given a second chance at something that has finished, something that you thought would never, breathe life. So that is I would say it is Dharma, not karma. And karma can be good too. Dharma is the positive karma. But many times we know that with these potentials or with these fated situations that we go through in our lifetime, it is always about the divine and what being, that we are being put on the right path if we haven't been on it. So it's never easy. Okay, death and transformation, resurrection. It's like the butterfly that goes through its, stage of rebirth. So let's see what is hidden from you, dear Scorpio. And we've got the Nine of Cups. So I'm loving that. I think there was another sign with the same card in the same position I don't know if I can remember. I'm having trouble remembering that, so I will leave it because I don't want to send you to another video without being certain of it. Nevertheless, it's something that you've been hoping for. I do think that it may have been Virgo, but I'm not going to promise you. Okay, let's look at the recent past. We've got more cups, so Five of Cups. Five of Cups is looking at the glass half empty rather than half full. Okay, and obviously it ties in very well with the Judgment card. You are mourning something of the past, but there is still some sort of an agreement, some sort of a collaboration, or even a love relationship with the Two of Cups that you can't see. There are changes coming through for this. In this area here, we've got a 5. So I will be taking another layer. Let's look at the now. More cups. Wow, more cups. And this is the 7 of Cups. And this is Piscean energy. Illusion, confusion, having many choices. Okay, and I would say that with all these cups here, there is a lot of sensitivity as well as you've got what are cups. They're all about emotions, and not only, they're all about being very sensitive to the energies. Sensitive, which is Scorpio energy, obviously. Scorpio, Pisces, very much to do with the occult, with spirit. A lot of intuitive energies here as well. What are you aiming for, dear Scorpio? What's going on? Okay, we've got the 4 of Wands. And the 4 of Wands, wow, is a card of celebration. Let me just, I'm going to run out of battery. One moment. Oh, here we are. Here we are. It's easier than what I thought, so let me get more battery for you. Okay. Okay, I didn't want to stop the recording, just so you know that it nearly turned off the laptop, so I'm back. I'm still here. Okay, 4 of Wands, beautiful, in the area of career, in the area of where Capricorn is, because I do like to look at the layout as the astrological wheel. So obviously there is something that you are securing here. This is also a celebration. Some of you may be changing your status. For those of you that that are in a committed partnership or relationship, and you've been through some sort of turmoil in relation to the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle, doesn't mean that you're leaving a commitment behind. What I see here is maybe career, and you know, I see life as a domino effect, where we are doing well in career, it is affecting our home life, and vice versa. So I do see this as status and as well as career. So double the blessings here for me. Let's look at the action and advice. And we've got the Queen of Cups, which is you, dear Scorpio. Use your intuition. As I said, there is strong intuition. You are feeling it at this time. Queen of Cups is someone who's very emotional, someone who is driven by their emotions, someone who's very giving, very loving energy. Use your intuition. If there is something that you are wanting to start that is very creative, this is a beautiful omen here. Let's take the outcome, and I just want to take from in between the deck. Sometimes I may have cut the cards, but I need to go with what I feel. The outcome, dear Scorpio, and we've got, wow, the 7 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords can be a card of stealth, but I see it as intelligence. For those of you that have got strong air in your chart, this is a card of intelligence. You're manifesting something, you're managing something, you are outsmarting some situation, and I would say that it's got to do with this resurrection. So something that was going to, that you were going to leave behind for good, I think that you've outsmarted it and you've used your intuition to do that. So that is obviously, you may have had some sign or synchronicity that's given you, that's been sent from the divine to give you the power to do this, to be in this energy here, to accomplish the Seven of Swords, because I do see it as high intelligence. For others of you that may have been dealing with an air sign, and you've come to a point of truth. Maybe they've been hiding something. Maybe this was something that you were hoping to perceive, to see. Okay, this may have been information that you've been looking for, and now you are coming to it. You are finding that information. You may have been dealing with someone that has strong air, as Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. They may also have strong Pisces. Pisces can be quite deceptive, elusive. So you've had a chance at seeing the truth. And for those of you that are in a situation like that, this could be you severing ties. And this may have been something that, this was the key for you to close that door on the past and lock it. Okay, so let's see how you are being affected by the divine, the planetary movements, and so on. Let's take your card, Scorpio, and we've got the Four of Cups. Another four. Four of Cups is an offer that's being offered to you, but you are not accepting it. It's not the right time. You're not able to accept it at this time. It's got something to do with your home. So for those of you that someone is trying to come back from your past, and I would say that it's because we're moving into Mercury retrograde, and that's when that usually happens. For some of you, I would say that you are not accepting this cup. For others of you, this is something that's coming back around that you've wanted, something that's going to secure more for you in your home, in your environment. It makes you feel more stable. Then this could be divinely offered to you, and for whatever reason here it's not accepted. But let's see what else will come through. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is changes. Jupiter going through Capricorn. This is the karmic wheel turning. There is some sort of a completion. It is a 10. And Sagittarius again is all about spirit, foreigners, higher education, truth. It's also the law. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune also can speak of wanting to take an adventure, going to other different countries, traveling, wanting to go on that adventure, taking a risk, and just, raising your awareness of what's going out in the world. What's beneath here? We've got the Magician, which is Mercury, and the Magician is another wild card. It is an ace, so therefore whatever is going on in the ethers up there is bringing you change and a lot of luck. Jupiter is usually very lucky. Let's see, it is a resurrection, it is a second chance, and with Jupiter transiting through Capricorn, it is magnifying the energies in Capricorn. So it will be passing over your ruling planet, Pluto. So therefore, a lot of you will be dealing with endings and new beginnings. Let's take the astrology cards, the Black Moon astrology cards, and see what else is happening astrologically for Scorpio, please, Spirit. I just wanted to share something with you all. I was out and about yesterday, and I came across a statue, monument, I should say, of it was a gold angel holding a pigeon, which is the which denotes peace, harmony, life force. And I remember it referenced me, and it was a big sign, big synchronicity for me, because a while back I had seen a dream of a gold angel. The aura was gold nevertheless, and I looked it up on the internet, and it was Archangel Jophiel. And therefore Archangel Jophiel has got a lot to do with love. Now, I did come across a gold angel, and I can see the gold in this card here. I do feel that that was a big sign for me. For those of you that are interested in what that, how else I see that, I'm going to post on Instagram and on Facebook. So for those of you that are not following me there, please do so. All the links are in the description box below. And I found that it was a day full of synchronicities yesterday. So I don't know if that happened for you. Maybe it was just for me, but maybe it was for a lot of you. Please share your comment. Let us know if that is the same for you. And I'm loving seeing this card for you, which is Archangel Michael. Yes, it's another archangel. Nevertheless, believing. Seeing is believing, and believing is manifesting. So let's see what's going on, Scorpio. And we've got Mercury and mind. Wow, I love that, because this is all about logic. It's all about communication, clear thinking. It is a number 3. 3 is all about expansion and growth. Mercury does rule Gemini and Virgo. You do have intelligence, the card of intelligence here. So use your sharp brain as well as your perception and your intuition at this time. I think that you're going to pull a rabbit out of a hat, and that's fantastic. Now, Mercury again is turning retrograde, as I said. Look out for past situations coming back. People, some of you may have strong, maybe Virgo, Gemini in your chart, or you may be dealing with air sign. If you do have an air sign in your life, it would be Gemini. So let's take 2 cards on this Judgment card. What's that all about, dear Spirit? Karma Dharma. And we've got the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is air, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Queen of Swords is holding that Ace of Swords. I do feel that that is your energy for a lot of you. You are speaking your truth. You are finding out the truth. There is a lot of intelligence here as well. She can also be someone who deals with the law. This could be a doctor, a surgeon more than likely. And the Queen of Swords is all about truth. So Pluto is all about, of course, it's the snake that sheds its skin. For a lot of you, you are shedding your skin now, being reborn. For many of you, it's going to be different situations. So this would, you would require personal reading if you want me to look into your own personal situation. What else comes after that? And we've got the 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups has got the eclipsed moon here, which was the full moon lunar eclipse on the 10th of January in the sign of Cancer, which Cancer is our home, our stability, our family. So there is great maturation here. There is growth in the 8 of Cups, obviously. We have the 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. What you don't know is where you are heading to, and this was an intelligent move. This can be a literal movement. This can be an emotional change as well. So changing on an emotional level. Wow. Where are you heading to? I was going to take another card, and you're heading to the Hierophant, which can be, this is spiritual growth as I see it. Many of you are moving into some sort of a, as I say with the 8 of Cups, growing spiritually, but also maybe this is through faith. Your faith is being amplified. You're growing spiritually here. Some of you may be actually going to a spiritual retreat. For others of you, you may have moved or be moving into some sort of a big group. Can be anything to do with work, anything to do with a government, any institution, any constitution as well. So we know that the Hierophant is, you know, the hierarchy scale, and this could also be some sort of a promotion where what you've created through your faith, you are raising your vibration, and therefore obviously the Hierophant is Taurus, and Taurus is all about values. It's also money, anything that you love. And the Hierophant can also speak of the constitution of marriage. It can also speak of restrictions, okay? Restrictions, boundaries, having to do things in the right way. Now, I just dropped a card on the foundation area, and you've got the Nine of Swords. So obviously, in relation to your security, and in the distant past, you've had a lot of sleepless nights. You are trying to manifest something. Actually, as I said, you're doing your homework, not getting much sleep. This could even be nightmares about being backstabbed. We've got 10 swords here. This could be even study, staying up late, studying something if you are creating something. The fact that you had the Ace of Swords as the first card says that you've successfully cut out something and started something else. So obviously, for those of you that are leaving behind someone who was sneaky, then that's probably why you're not accepting the offer and you're moving on, okay? And for others of you, as I said, this could be anything to do with your security, which could even mean business, and therefore you've done a lot of research. What are swords? It's perception, it's knowledge, intelligence. So homework, I see it as homework. Maybe you're at the end of some sort of a cycle, and because the Wheel of Fortune is also a cycle, some of you may have completed higher education, which is going to give you, you know, the qualifications, which can be the Hierophant. Let's look at the Nine of Cups, which is a wish granted. And we've got the Five of Swords. Wow. So it always seems to happen that in my readings, even though I try not to go into the area of, you know, you're involved with two people, or the past, you're closing the door on the past, moving into the future. So, you know, I'm reading for so many people, and there are so many layers in the tarot that here I can see three people. Here I can see that there is conflict. And with the Nine of Cups, this could mean that someone is thinking that they've gotten away with something. Okay, he's got a smirk on his face saying that I've managed a situation. Now, of course, this could also be you, that you've outsmarted others. Okay, and therefore you don't know that you're going to win some sort of a battle. Now, you've got 1, 2, 2 fives, 3 fives with the Hierophant. 3 fives is the devil energy. It equals 15. Okay, and I'm going to take another card, but I'd like to do the recent past first of all. Let's look at that 5 of Cups. Now, any sort of competition doesn't have to be only love. It can be anything to do with business where there is stiff competition. Let's look at the 5 of Cups. We've got the Page of Cups. Okay, 6 cups. 5 and 1 is 6. And we've got Piscean energy again. Pisces is unconditional love. It's a very innocent offer coming through. And therefore, with the, and it can, you know, pages can be children, but it is a messenger as well. Now, with the 3rd cup and the 2 cups that are still standing, together taking and accepting this offer, and this could even be a child that is bringing you some good news. This can be a celebration, some sort of a celebration. Now, time is very fluid in the tarot, therefore it's in the recent past position. For those of you that are watching this a little bit later and towards the end of February, It could be at the time of now for you. So as I say, it depends on when you watch this reading. Let's look at that Seven of Cups, which is in the now. And we've got the Three of Cups, which I just said. 7 and 3, 10 of Cups. A lot of happiness here. Be careful with gossip. Be careful with someone trying to outsmart you. Someone trying to pull the wool over your eyes. I know that Scorpio is very, very intelligent. They could see beneath the veil. So I don't think you've got much to worry about. There is 10 of Cups, which says that, of course, any sort of choices that you are dealing with or choices that you've had, you're making the right choice, and therefore there is a celebration. And this can also be a team effort, collaboration that you may be celebrating. We've got the Four of Wands here, which to me mostly speaks about career, because wands are all about vocation, but of course it can speak of desire, the desire for commitment and putting in the hard work. And this is in the area of where Pluto is as well, in Capricorn. So the transformation can be for a lot of you that if you've been dealing with someone that was maybe a bit of a player, because I do sense outside energies, outsiders, especially with the Three of Cups here, maybe you are outsmarting your competitors and you are getting that playboy, let's say, to settle and to commit to you. Let's see what else we've got here. And we've got the Tower. Wow, my favorite card. And the Tower, again, is something sudden, something unexpected. Now, for those of you that are leaving a committed partnership behind, that could be the case because of sneakiness, because of a third party. Okay, the Tower is something that hasn't been built on solid ground, but it's also Uranus transiting Taurus, which brings those drastic changes that the divine feels are meant for us. So that's why I do love that card. Let's take one more. And we've got the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles does show a church. So this can be a sudden offer for commitment. This could also be a sudden breaking down of a home, a foundation, because of a third party. And this could surround work, but also suddenly this could be a quick success where your efforts are being noticed. So let's take that Queen of Cups here. So we've got two queens so far. Queen of Cups. And we've got the Fool. And the Fool is Aries. So some of you may have Aries in your chart. The Fool is a brand new cycle. I do feel as though you're doing your homework and you're not taking a blind leap of faith. I don't feel that for you. I do feel as though you've been trusting your perception, your intuition. The Fool is a brand new cycle. We know that Aries is the warrior. Now Mars will be soon, and on the 16th of the month, joining into the sign of Capricorn. So it's not going to be an easy end of February. Okay, but Mars is all about passion. We know that Aries is the warrior. Let's take the outcome position, which is the Seven of Swords. And sevens, I do know, for me, is always the divine. So let's see what else we've got. And we've got the King of Swords. Wow, so Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Gemini has been mentioned because of the Mercury card, as well as the Magician, which we had before. So the King of Swords is someone who is obviously the partner of the Queen of Swords. We do have two people that have obviously been through their own lessons. They're people who have the experience, and that's why they're wearing, let's say, a metaphorical suit of armor, which is that sword. So they're protecting their heart. They've been through what they've been through, and they're people that have got a lot to do with intellect. They're very intelligent. So you may be dealing with someone that is on the same level with you intellectually. And the King of Swords can also mean communication. Communication, because we've got 7 and 1 is 8 swords, which speaks of a perception of not being able to move forward, being bound by some sort of situation. That could have been information that was hidden, kept from you. Now the clarity is coming. For others of you, this could also be, of course, it can be a legal representative, a solicitor, lawyer, a doctor. Could be talking about 2 doctors here, a team effort, if there have been any issues in relation to health. We do know that there's a lot going on where, you know, with the flus, and there's a lot going on where health is concerned at this time on a collective scale. King of Swords can be someone who is, and I usually see it as Aquarius, the King of Swords for me. But because this is a general reading, I am mentioning Gemini first. This could also be on a collective scale, that there is something, a new vaccine that is that has been found, some new medicine, something to do with great intelligence, and also with the future, because of the Aquarian energy that I feel it is now the time of Aquarius as well. So yeah, one message that I had to give you. Now here, if we're talking on a personal level here, this could be the person that you are shutting out of your life. For some of you, this is the person that you are leaving behind. As I always say, we've got Uranus here, and Uranus again is transiting. It's the ruling planet of Aquarius. It's transiting Taurus, and therefore this could speak of freedom, freedom of the mind, freedom of speech, the freedom to speak your mind as well. And also because we've got, like the 8 of Swords here, the freedom to move forward and freeing yourself up intellectually and leaving that perception behind that you are a victim, that you are bound and chained by any situation that you are dealing with. Let's take the 4 of Cups. Very interesting. 4 of Cups. Now we know that the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords are karmically tied together. We do have the Hierophant in the middle, which can also mean a blockage here if these 2 people are people that want to come together. For those of you that are leaving behind a karmic partner, you may have had some sort of a commitment, some sort of a responsibility to this situation, and now Pluto is now freeing you up from this responsibility, and that could mean many, many things. Let's look at the 4 of Cups, and we've got the 7 of Pentacles, which is saying that you need to look closer, you need to do the mercurial thing and look at those details, or think before you actually communicate. Think before you don't accept this cup. Take your time and make that decision, which seems to be quite an important one. Let's take one more card here with the 7 of Pentacles, and we've got Temperance, which says, yes, take your time. Obviously something is going on in the background, behind that curtain. Something is being worked out for you. This is the divine. Again, Archangel Michael is here. Temperance says there is healing that's going to take place. I do notice that rainbow in the background. So even though you may be going through a bit of a tough time now, you know, Temperance and Sagittarius, which is Jupiter ruled, has come out in practically all the readings, which is not a coincidence at all. Jupiter moving through the sign of Capricorn is that stardust energy on top of all the difficulties of, you know, those malefic planets moving through Capricorn. So we don't give up hope. We know that the divine is supporting us in whatever we do. Always don't give up on whatever you're trying to manifest. That's what I want to tell you. Let's look at the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune, we know, is Sagittarius. Now, could some of you, your dream, your resurrection be happening now? And you may see the fruits of that, because we know that the time of Saturn now, and the transformation that's happening with Pluto and Saturn is very slow moving. Let's take the Wheel of Fortune. And we've got the High Priestess. And now we've got both spiritual leaders. Here we go. Now for some of you, this could be, yes, a very divine connection through spirit. It looks as though for some of you, you may be dealing with someone that there is strong communication through other wavelengths, through the dimensions, through other dimensions. This could also speak of a divine union through spirit. And this could also be, I don't know why I need to say this, but I feel that there is a strong connection, and I can say twin flame, because I feel as though there is some sort of a meeting, and a connection on another level. Now, if you are not with someone right now and you are single, and let's say you are fantasizing or thinking or hoping for that partner, even if it's an ex that you are still mourning over, I do feel that there is still a strong connection here, that you both do communicate on other levels. And maybe it's all about timing. Okay, that's what I feel here. For those of you that are single, I do feel that this is a very good omen here. So wherever you are moving to, right, and that's literally, metaphorically, you are on the way to find those two cups that are going to bring the resurrection, the transformation, and the, what's the word I'm looking for? The blessed time in your life, the chapter that's going to, the chapter for you, in your life, which is going to be something that you could write about, something that you will be telling your grandchildren about at a later stage, obviously. So I do feel that it's a very, very important time for you, dear Scorpio, right now. Trust your intuition. You are, and this is a number 2. So, trust that even with the new moon, in Pisces, this is a big moment for you. So we know that new moons are starting something divine, especially in Pisces. This could be a very strong connection. Again, as I said, on another level, this could be a divine love, but this could also be, because we're having also a full moon in Virgo. This is the Piscean Virgo card at the beginning of March. So trust in your intuition. You've got the Queen of Cups here as well, which is the same energy. Trust that spirit is bringing you something very divine. That's what I'm going to finish off with. Let's take some more cards. Let's look at the Sibillas. I'd like to look at that Tower and the Four of Wands with the Three of Pentacles. Up there, we've got L'Amante, which is your knight in shining armor. This is an offer that's coming through. This is very similar to the Knight of Cups for me. So it could be any other water sign. Maybe, because it does remind me of the Knight of Cups, which is, you are showing up as the Queen of Cups. So there can be some sort of an immaturity where this offer is concerned. or we know that as an energy it is an offer, nevertheless. Someone who's very romantic, which doesn't really tie in with the King of Swords, because this is someone who is protecting themselves. Let's see what else. We've got Fortuna and the Wheel of Fortune, okay, here. And I would say that luck is on your side. You've got the Wheel of Fortune twice. Fortuna is Jupiter's sister, if I'm not mistaken, whose name is Tihi, and she's called Luck. So let's take another card. Very successful. And here we've got the Eight of Swords. So that's why I feel as though for those of you that are dealing with two different energies, two different, when I say energies, I mean people that are coming across as different. One is good, one is positive, one is negative. It could mean that the King of Swords, who is someone that you may be leaving behind, is someone that has been sneaky, maybe even stepped out of a relationship. Here we've got the Lamante, which is more water, more suited to the Queen of Cups, no doubt. And don't forget, this is the Eight of Swords. So you may have been dealing with someone that was trying to pull the wool over your eyes, someone who was quite jealous. But this can also speak of past hurts and regrets. Maybe you are regretting the time that was lost. If something was really slow moving for you, the Tower brings it in much faster. Let's take one more card. And we've got Donna Maritata, which is the Empress quality. This is the woman with the children, the motherly figure. But we do have a 12. She's a 12, which does speak of Piscean energy again, the Hanging Man, the time lost. Looks like Fortuna is changing things up. So it's going to bring you luck with what you were dealing with before and in the past. The Empress here, let's say, it's not the Empress, but it's very similar, will bring you manifestation, expansion. And I'm sure that for some of you, even family could have been what held you back at some point because of obligations to family, anything to do with that, and anything to do with sacrifice, and maybe even perspective, changing your perspective. Let's take a look at I want to look at the hidden position with the Five of Swords and the Nine of Cups. We have Morte, Five of Swords on top of the Five of Swords. Look at that. So, as I say always, it's never easy, the change, the transformation is never easy. But there is change here. And there is also a battle. We've got the Ten of Cups, Constanza. Constanza is beautiful. So what you are transforming into is going to bring you great happiness. And we've got Superbia, Two of Wands. So the door is opening up for you. Now this could also speak of a bit of vanity, but I feel here that it's something blessed that's coming in for you. Two of Wands is, for those of you that have made the choice to leave someone behind, your new choice will bring you much happiness here, I can see. Let's take my handwritten cards that I will take on the characters here. So I'm going to take a look at, because we've got the Page of Cups, which it can be, of course, just a message, but it can also mean a water sign who is showing up here as a knight. So this is the positive energy for you. So I'm going to look at the Lamante, which is similar to the Knight of Cups, just in case this is someone else for you. And I will take also on the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. Let's look at the Lamante, which is sitting on that Four of Wands. Okay, if that is a person, let's say. And there may be a difference in age, if not in age, in maturity, or in because of experiences in life. The Lamante says, and this may not resonate for all of you, you are my other half. I want to give you everything in life to make you happy. And this is the Six of Pentacles. So Six of Pentacles we know can be Libra, but it can also speak of equal giving and receiving, as well as anything to do with legalities. So let's say you've been through or you're going through any legalities, divorce, there is going to be equal giving and receiving. So you may be dealing with someone of the past not having finished with that situation when this Knight of Cups comes in. So far, I don't really have a card which speaks of a past soulmate, but I'm not going to rule it out. If I get the Six of Cups, then it's a different story. I did mention here with the Hierophant and the High Priestess of a very a soulmate connection, a twin flame, but I don't have the cups, so it's going to be different again for each of you. Let's look at the Queen of Swords. What does she want to say? And she has, the physical distance between us is so great, I need to decide if I can do this. Time will tell. And it's the Two of Wands, which I just mentioned right here. So she's making a choice. Two of Wands can also be the choice, right? Let's take a look at the King of Swords. King of Swords, what's the message from him? I can't help myself from falling in love with you every day. And this is the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully it resonates with some of you. Please let me know. Now I'm going to take the angel answers. Let's take one for you, dear Scorpio. Are you ready with your question? If not, please pause the video. Please, Spirit, for Scorpio. Scorpio, 1st to the 15th of February 2020. Here we go, dear Scorpio. This is your answer. Hopefully it'll answer for most of you. Ask for help from others. Ask for help from others. Let's take another one. And I will see if I need to read from the book. And we've also got get more information. It really doesn't want to answer our question today. And get more information ties in with that Seven of Swords. Let's take one more. And we have trust. Yes. Trust that what the divine is calling you to be patient on is being worked out for you. Okay? Even though ask for help, this means that, yes, for those of you that need guidance, we do have two spiritual leaders here, right? The High Priestess, which I want to take one more card on. I'm not going to read from the book. I do feel as though the answers are quite clear. Let's take one more card on that High Priestess. Just want to see a bit more clarity on what's going on with her. What's she hiding? And we have the King of Wands, which is a Sagittarius or Aries for most of you. Okay, so Sagittarius can be someone who is at a distance. He is sitting on the Wheel of Fortune. Sagittarius can also be, even if it's not a Sag, it could be someone that's driven by their passion. We do have two kings here. Let me take one more of these cards since we've got another king. I don't want to leave you hanging. King of Wands is someone who is very spontaneous, someone who is very creative as well. Let's take a card. And we have, I don't want to be tied down. I will never marry. I don't believe in marriage. Wow. Nine of Pentacles. Someone who's very independent. And I did mention this actually before about someone not, that you were trying to get someone to commit to you. You remember that? If you need to, go back to the video and listen to it again. That's the last of it, dear Scorpio. Thank you so much for trusting in my readings. Thanks so much for your patience. And as I said, stay on for the astrology and for the competition details. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting on my videos. Much love, much light to all of you. Bye-bye. Hello everyone, thank you for sticking around for the astrology part of the reading. For those of you that like to know roughly what's going on in the month of February of 2020, hope that you all made it very easily through the very challenging month of January. We're still not out of the storm, still not out of the challenges. I know that mid-month of February until even March, the whole of March, I would say, is going to be fairly demanding and a bit of a challenge, because we're going to have Mars that's going to move into, as you could see, into this sign of Capricorn. It's going to pass over the South Node, then Jupiter and Pluto with Saturn, which, you know, the eclipse that we had on the 10th of January, which was connected to difficult and challenging aspects, was really, really tough. Now, we're not out of the woods yet. As I said, Mars is fire, it's war, it's the ruling planet of Aries. And Aries, the shadow side of Aries can be aggression. Now, Mars can speak of energy and vitality and strength and power. So, you know, with Mars moving over the South Node, which is very karmic, Mars in the South Node, which has to do with past situations, anything to do with what is very familiar, and again, very, very karmic. Mars is asking for us to let go of something of the past. Let it go. That's what the South Node is. It's something that we're supposed to be moving away from. Then Mars will be joining Jupiter in the sign of Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and the ruling planet, is in its home sign, which, as you all know, Saturn is amplified in the sign of Capricorn. It is very strong there, as I said, and Mars also likes to be in the sign of Capricorn. It is very strong there. Capricorn is governments, government agencies, it's the law, it's anything to do with the warrior, let's say, you know, that fighter, it's the goat that climbs the mountain. And it does speak of integrity and having to do the hard work. Now, of course, Mars will give us the energy, but because Capricorn is very slow moving and Mars is very fast, it's fire, you know, the downside to this can be aggression, passive aggressiveness, or, you know, even Mars, I suppose, in the sign of Capricorn will have to slow down and be patient with doing things that are necessary to be done. So we know that Jupiter expands on everything and touches what is Mars. Mars is, again, quick, fire, challenge, go for it, spontaneity. You know, it's everything that Aries is. Now, Mars can also speak of beginnings. So Jupiter is spirituality. It's something that grows, something that becomes very abundant. So therefore, it amplifies everything to do with Mars. Now, of course, Pluto and Saturn, which are still conjunct, they're still together. We know that Pluto brings transformation. It's, you know, the power. Saturn is the general, let's say, of the planets of the zodiac. And it's very, you know, it needs strategy, needs slow and steady movement. So whatever transformation we've been going through, and this could relate to anything to do with what I mentioned of Capricorn, and Capricorn is also work, it's the 10th house, and it's also our status. So there is a very slow transformation that we're going through. Now, as I said, Mars can be fire. We know that Mars, Pluto, and Saturn are the malefic planets of the zodiac. Therefore, and with Jupiter coming up to this area, even though there's quite a bit of a space between them, they're like 10 degrees apart. Jupiter is a very big planet, and Pluto is very powerful. And again, Pluto and Saturn are very karmic. So with Mars coming over these two big players, Jupiter coming closer, it's going to amplify the karma. It's going to amplify the difficulties. And again, anything can happen. Anything can happen. With Mars being here, it is like that spark that's going to begin a situation where, again, it's going to be, I want to move forward, but I can't because I've got Saturn here, which is, and Pluto, which are asking for transformation. Now, again, Saturn, very slow moving. He's the Lord of time and karma. So therefore, it's like trying to move forward quickly with Mars, but then needing to slow down. And this will all be amplified with Jupiter very close here. So that's why I'm saying that mid-February, from the 16th of February, when Mars will enter Capricorn, it will start to slowly move over these planets, these energies here. Let's go back to the beginning of the month. What is important in February? We've got on the 3rd of February, we're having Mercury entering Pisces. Let's see that. Okay, so the 3rd of February, as you can see here, we've got the 3rd of February, and we're having, well, it's only hours away, let's say, Mercury will be moving into Pisces. Now, Mercury is the mind. Pisces is, it's the divine, it's spiritual, it's very creative as well. So we know that Mercury is all about logic, and Pisces is all about no logic, like we're zonked out, we're living in a dream. It's very dreamy-like. So we're going to be seeing things that are very imaginative. Our what we perceive will be through creativity, through seeing something that is very dreamy. That's what the energy that Mercury gets when it's in the sign of Pisces, and it will be moving over, obviously, Neptune, which is the ruling planet of Pisces. We did have recently, I'm going to say, a conjunction with Venus and Neptune, which can be very dreamy. It can be the divine love. It can also be money, let's say, through creativity. Okay, and but we did have Venus that was squaring over to Mars. Mars and Venus are very, they're the lovers of the zodiac. And the square is not easy, so it's as though we've turned some sort of a corner. Maybe even with Neptune being the illusion, maybe there was some sort of an argument or a misunderstanding where, relationships are concerned. Now, Venus is very strong. She loves being in Pisces, so that gives her more power. And anyway, let's go on to the 7th of the month, which is, now the hours may be a little bit off, doesn't really matter. Venus is going to enter Aries, and Venus turns from dreamy, romantic, let's say, very sacrificial. She turns into the warrior queen, let's say, where she actually she goes towards and she wants to take a risk on love. She's action orientated. She's ready for new beginnings. And she does become the warrior queen, as I said. So very fire, Aries is fire. So very fire stricken. She's ready to go for what she wants. And that gives her the energy, obviously. So full moon on February 9th. So let's go on to the 9th of the month. We're having a full moon. Yes, so the full moon will be in the sign of Leo, and it is at 20 degrees. So it is obviously it's the time of Aquarius, so happy birthday if you are an Aquarian. Okay, so 20 degrees is, if you have, let's say, something in your chart, for those of you that are familiar with your charts. If you are not, please go to astro.com, put in your details there for a natal birth chart. Put in your birth details, the exact time if you know it, and you can get your natal chart. You can see where all your planets are. So yes, if you've got something around the 20-degree mark, obviously this full moon will be touching on your life. Now, full moons are culminations. It is some sort of completion. Leo is all about the heart. It's the child that wants to go out and play. It's all about flirtation. It's all about creating something of your own. It's a risk that you're needing or wanting to take. And Leo is also the heart. So it's also bringing things out and showing the world. Okay, now, being the star, being up on stage, that's what is culminating here with the full moon in Leo. Now, what I wanted to say also is that for those of you that know which are the important points, let's say rising, the ascendant, the descendant, the midheaven, and the IC, right? So those points are very important in the chart. So if you do have anything on those points connecting to the full moon, even, you know, with the full moon close to one of these very important points, it is a very important time for you. So I want to say, because the full moon is in Leo, obviously it is some sort of a combination also, which will be affecting the rest of the fire signs. So Aries and Sagittarius, as well as Leo, will be the most that are affected. Okay, let's go into the next transit. As I said, the 16th of the month is when Mars will be moving into the sign of Capricorn. Now, it is showing up in Sag. I don't want to go hours forward, back and forth. Anyway, so Capricorn will be moving into the sign of Capricorn, as I explained earlier. And what do we have here? On the same day, we are actually having Mercury turning retrograde. Now, let me go forward a few hours so I can show you that. Okay, so I just moved Mercury forward so you could see how it will be retrograde. And of course, it's on the 2nd of February, it will be moving into its shadow period. So on the 17th, well, I'm in the northern hemisphere on the 17th. So for others, it could be on the 16th, depending on, it's only hours difference, nevertheless. So yes, it will be turning retrograde, and it will continue up until the 9th of March, when it will station to go direct. So it will leave its retrograde shadow zone, let's say, at the end of March, on the 29th of March. So we're talking roughly around 2 months, you know, both shadow periods in the beginning and in the end. But the retrograde is usually around 3 weeks, maybe just over. So, okay, a couple of days after that, we're having the sun move into Pisces. Okay, so here we are, and the sun moving into Pisces. Again, happy birthday to you Piscean people, and wishing you all the best on your birthday. This is a very important time for you in your lives. Okay, our birthday month is always full of blessings. So, and obviously, very soon, in the next few days, you get your new moon, but I will get to that. We've got one more thing to mention on the 20th of the month. 20th of the month, we have Jupiter sextiling Neptune. And where are we? Jupiter in Capricorn, which is sextiling over to Neptune. And we know that we know that Jupiter expands on everything. Neptune is very dreamy. Sometimes, you know, a sextile is very positive. So This is the first consecutive of 3 meetings with Jupiter and Neptune. Neptune in Pisces is very strong. Again, very dreamy, could be those rose-colored glasses. It can be a very spiritual time. Both Neptune and Jupiter are very spiritual. And we know that also with Jupiter, it's all about our belief system. So it could also include any connections with people from different backgrounds as well. It is a time of generosity and compassion. That's what Pisces is. And this is expanding, obviously, with Jupiter as well. So, as I said, this is the first conversation with these 2 big planets. And there's 2 more, which will be, I think the next one will be sometime in July and then in October. Now, also the last very important thing is the new moon on the 23rd. We're having a new moon in Pisces. As I was saying, dear Pisces, this is your annual new moon. It's a very lucky time for you, very beneficial. Make sure, and I'm talking to everyone now, to set out those intentions. Send your wishes out to the divine. Pisces is the divine. This is an amazing time for letting the divine know what you wish to bring for you. And you never know, in a matter of 6 months, this could be what will happen for you. Okay, now let's go a few hours forward, since we know that with new moons, we've got the moon and the sun together, as you can see here. Here we go. The sun and the moon at 4 degrees in the sign of Pisces. Okay, so new beginnings, that's what new moons are all about. And it is happening at 4 degrees. 4 degrees roughly of Pisces. So again, for those of you that have your birthday, 4 degrees would be the first decan of the sign of Pisces. So for those of you that have your birthday on the first days of the season, the Piscean season, for you it's especially very important that there are new beginnings, and this is a wild card for you, a very, very lucky time. All right, everyone, so I think I will leave it at that. Soon, just one last thing, we're going to be having not very long, a couple of months to go before the nodes are going to change from Cancer, Capricorn to Gemini and Sagittarius to that axis. So I will get into that when we get to that time. Thank you for listening. Hope that this was a little bit of enlightenment for you, for those of you that are astrology lovers, beginners mainly, because we don't go very deep into the astrology. Just a last thing that I want to show here is that I don't know about you guys if you've had any synchronicities or anything like that recently, but what I keep seeing is 444. 44 is everywhere. Usually I'm the person who sees number 11, and that's why I've called my channel Divine Debut 11. But the past month, I would say roughly, it's 444 all the time, and they're angel numbers. So it's saying that, to me personally, it's saying that whatever difficulties we're all going through, the divine is still there looking out for us. So for those of you that have been through hardship, and it's most of us, since the beginning of the even end of last year, know that this too will pass, and always positive thinking brings a positive outcome. That's how energy works. So again, thank you very much. Wishing you all well. Talk to you very soon. Thank you. Okay, hello everyone. Letting you know that I am hosting a competition for Valentine's Day, and what that will include. So the winner will be able to win from me a 40-minute love reading using tarot. Okay, so if you'd like to enter, this competition is going to be done through Instagram. So what you need to do is, first of all, I have my Instagram link in the description box below at Divine Debut 11. So if you don't know how that's spelled, please check it out in the description box. What you need to do is go to my Instagram, find the post about the competition, which will be up there. You also have to tag 2 friends in the comments. Okay, so we will be choosing from the people who have tagged 2 of their friends, obviously. Also, make sure that you are following me on Instagram. Now, the more times that you comment, the higher your chances are of winning. Okay, so the winner will be chosen from the comments, okay, which will be checking that they have tagged 2 friends. So the competition is going to start from as soon as you can find that post about the competition. So you could start to enter. The competition will end on the 11th of February, so on the 11th of the 2nd of 2020. Okay, very important date. Now, the delivery of the prize will be for the lucky winner on the 14th of February. I should say that the reading will be done before that, but they will receive it and in relation to Valentine's Day. So they may receive it the day after, on the 12th, on the 13th, at the latest on the 14th. Okay, so you have to contact me through Instagram. Okay, that's the only way that you can enter this competition. And it is my pleasure to do this for you. One lucky person, as I said, will win a free love reading. I would like to thank you all so much for all that you do for my channel. This is me giving something back to you. I do receive your love daily, and this is just something extra for Valentine's Day. There will be more to come, more competitions like this. For those of you that are interested in what's happening with me, I am settling in slowly in this new environment. It takes a while though, and being a Virgo, everything's got to be perfect. So look out for more coming from my channel. And also, I would like to wish you all good luck, and I will be announcing the winner. Obviously, I will be posting it on Instagram, so you know who the actual winner is. All right, thank you all so much, and talk to you soon.